rocking some green today and because it's St. Patrick's Day, but I want to share some knowledge with you also today about St. Patrick's Day. I want you to hear this. This day really isn't about luck, and it's definitely not just about parties and parades. It's actually about faith, mission, and courage. And honestly, it connects deeply to something I live out as a firefighter. Most people don't realize that St. Patrick wasn't even Irish. He was kidnapped as a teenager and taken to Ireland as a slave. In the middle of that pain and isolation, though, he found his faith in a real personal way. After he eventually escaped and made it back home, he could have stayed where it was safe, comfortable, and familiar. But instead, God called him to go back to the very place that hurt him. And he went, not with anger, not with revenge, but with the gospel in hand. He spent his life bringing hope to people who didn't have it. And that's what this day is really about. Not luck, but obedience. Now, here's where it really hits home for me as a firefighter because there is a deep and powerful history between the Irish and the fire service that most people aren't aware of because it doesn't get talked about that much. When Irish immigrants came to America in the 1800s, they were often given the hardest, lowest paying, and most dangerous jobs. Firefighting was one of those jobs at the time. Fire departments weren't looked at like they were today. Instead, they were looked at as rough and dangerous jobs and often made up of tight knit groups of men who relied heavily on each other. Irish immigrants stepped into that. They built brotherhoods. They formed some of the earliest fire companies. And over time, they became the backbone of the fire service in many major cities like New York and Boston. That's a big reason why you still see strong Irish influences in the fire service today. Things like bagpipes at firefighter funerals, traditions of honor and brotherhood, and even the culture identity that still exists in many departments. And if you ever heard the phrase fighting fire with fire, that actually traces back to Irish firefighting tactics. Early Irish fire tactics would use controlled burns to stop fires from spreading, basically creating a barrier by burning ahead of the fire. It took courage, it took strategy, and a willingness to step into danger in order to protect others. And that mindset hasn't changed. Even today, as firefighters, we are called to run toward the very thing that everyone else is running from. We step into chaos, into heat, into situations that are unpredictable and dangerous, not because it's easy, but because someone on the other side needs our help. And when I think about that, I can't help but see the connection to St. Patrick. He went back into a place that broke him, not to survive it this time, but to change it. Firefighters go into places that are breaking, that are burning, that are falling apart, not to just face it, but to bring life, rescue, and hope to those situations. Both require courage. Both require sacrifice. Both require a mindset that says, it's not about me, it's about the person on the other side that I'm called to serve. So today, isn't just about luck. It's about asking yourself, where might God be calling me to go, even if it's uncomfortable? It's about asking who in your life needs hope right now. It's about deciding whether you're going to spend your life avoiding hard places or stepping into them with a purpose. St. Patrick didn't live a lucky life. He lived a faithful life. And maybe today, instead of just celebrating, we choose to live the same way that St. Patrick's lived, bringing hope and difference to the world around us.